Dear ones, Imzaia, welcome in your space. Welcome in your transitory period, and welcome in this moment. We are the 12, and we greet you with all the love that exists within all of creation. So let's begin. The start of January 2007, as it is with any year, is a very special time. It is a time of release, of investigation, a time of ascension. It is the ascension of all the energy you have created during your many times on earth and even elsewhere. This energy is now ready to move into your life, your energetic body, and with it comes the full arrival of your soul. It is the essence of this period to let your soul emerge, Imzaia. There are those in this room that do not understand the difference between ascension and ascension. And we would, before we begin today, like to clarify. The process of ascension is the one preceding the final process of ascension, your very reason for birthing yourself on this earth. Ascension implies that this life you are currently living is the top life of all lives you have ever lived, and that you have begun a process of reclaiming all energy of all other lifetimes of your soul projecting itself on earth. You will need all of this energy available because when you do finally step onto the ascension spiral, let's say, all of it needs to go with you again. You can't leave anything behind, for that would form a paradox, would it not, between you and the sovereign ascension concept. Imzaia, it is for this very reason that during our first message to you, we talked to you about the release of all things old in your lives, be it people, places, events, or experiences, memories even. This release, albeit felt in your reality as a loss, is the reintegration of all of your shared energy during your lifetimes. Because of the conditional nature of most of your relationships with people, places, things, events, and experiences in your life, they seemingly fall away. But where do they fall to? The answer is simple, beloveds. You. They fall into you. So tell us, tell the 12, is this truly your greatest fear, like you say so often, to have all things reintegrate with you? If it is not, get over the concept of loss and begin to fully understand the concept of release today. Much in the same way this messenger and his keeper, the beloved one, have started this process, even without their very knowledge. The mind, you see, can never understand true gain. It can only understand loss. And in the middle, like a scale, exists the concept of release. Ascension is what happens when you begin the process of release. When you have gained yourself, once again, on a complete energetic level, is when the process of ascension finally begins. You will notice that once this cosmic manifest has been completed, and some other chapters that will come after it materialized, you will have finished the process of release, and a new era of self will begin. What an exciting time indeed. We will talk more of this in the coming time. But for now we hope that this may give you a way to reorient yourselves and move away from this false fear that is keeping you stuck in your lives. We are again in a space where you are not physically present, but with the speed of joy and consciousness. There is no difference between this messenger, his keeper, and you. There is no difference in energy between their bodies and yours, between their time frame and yours. So, here we sit, Imzaia, watching you, wrapping our energetic arms around you. Do you feel that? Our energy is to be found in the infinite motion of the cosmos, the infinite in and out breath. We come to you now from the center of this cosmos, that which you call the central sun. It is where our transmission is taking place. And as such, it seems as though this voice has traveled billions of light years. Yet, we do not need time to be with you. You are always with us. It took this messenger a while to let go of his body before he was ready for this sort of work. Because, like you, he is not yet 100% accustomed to the idea that there is no time and space. You have been working with the concept of everything being in the now, the concept of no time and no space for a long time. But it will only be in the coming time, here we go again, that you will really understand what this entails. We speak to you from the central sun indeed. We speak to you from the core of the universe. It is what we have previously labeled the Imzaia auditorium, the space where all of creation is possible within the time it takes you to blink. All of creation, less than a second, that's the core of your existence. Now, knowing that, do you know that your bodies also have a core? Do you? And if you do you think that this Imzaia auditorium that we are connecting in right now could be anywhere else than in your own core? It is the entirety of the universe, the central sun, the basic center of all potentials that are waiting for you to be made manifest. It is the biggest portal, the most expansive field of energy that exists in this cosmos, in which all the energy of and beyond your third dimension is present. So, we now welcome you in this energy, we the 12, as we have always welcomed you. Feel it, breathe it in, and touch the face of God, which is your face. Once you recognize this as truth, you will live a little bit less in this world and a little bit more in the heart of all things, as is, of course, your natural evolution, one day at a time. You see, Imzaia, there is nothing strange about this concept at all, is there? Especially not now you are truly beginning to feel it within. this way of seeing things is how we see you always. And since you are starting to connect to our words and the vibrations behind them, you are finally manifesting this consciously within yourselves. If you will allow it, start preparing for your lives to change overnight. For this is what is possible today. Why, you ask? Because you have requested it. That is how powerful you truly are. So, having said all that, what message could we bring you today other than one about consciousness, about cosmic mastery, and everything this entails? It is the right time for it, Imzaia. It is your time. When these words are being spoken for the first time in January of 2007, you have just entered a transitional period that will last for many years to come. Even though this may be true, we also understand that many of you still have difficulties understanding why you are even on Earth, as this seemingly difficult moment in time keeps unfolding into directions that nobody seems to know where it's going. You feel like so many people and so many situations feed off you. And yes, beloved ones, we tell you now that this is indeed the case. Does that shock you then? You would not have expected the 12 to actually say something this negative? Well, we would say the only thing that truly is negative about our statement is that you are not aware of it. Become aware of it today, and the situation will change. It is in the choice for consciousness that this awareness and its activation is to be found. And that is why many of you are so very afraid to move into consciousness. You are afraid it will remove you from what you call your life. O Imzaia, do you understand that you cannot be fed off unless you are feeding as well? Another shock given to you by the 12. But by the power that is the core of you, we claim it is the truth. The process of feeding energy is a two-way street. 12. Tell me, how can it be that these beautiful people that are connecting to these words are feeders? It is a question by the messenger, while he is translating these words, and one, by the way, that we are grateful for. The answer, Imzaia? Ever so simple. No one can feed off you unless you invite him or her in. And within that, every invitation to your own feeding process begins. The invitation in this case is conditional, and it has spread throughout your very lives with the speed of light as a cancer. How do you change it? Simple. You move from the speed of light to the speed of joy. And this, then, will be the main topic for today. The entire introductory explanation is meant to give you a deeper understanding of why this transition period of letting go that you are currently in is right and feels right and wrong at the same time. So, let us explore. There is a very strong chance that after everything we have already communicated so far in this lecture, your mind is going to want to start interacting with these words. Before it has a chance to do so, however, we now ask you to leave it be. You see, this choice, indeed, is making the choice for consciousness rather than mind. And no matter the complexity of situations sometimes presented to you in your life, the choice is always simple. Consciousness is where your cosmic mastery can be found. This entire chapter of teachings, called the Cosmic Manifest, will revolve around how to achieve this cosmic mastery with maximum results. And you are hearing these words because deep down you have already decided to pass this course with flying colors in more ways than you can currently imagine. Why not talk about the true workings of consciousness? And in order to do so, we bring you this opportunity to allow our energy circle to surround you wherever you are. Allow that to happen now. Notice how you can feel your own energy in the circle that is surrounding you right now as well. This, Imzaia, might be the proof that you seek that you are indeed eternal, and that the process of ascension and the process of inscension that precedes it and that you have started is all right. You see, there is no need to worry. You have done enough of that in your lives already. We, the 12, are in your heart, and so are you. We spring forth in your energy pattern, and in doing so, you grow a little closer to who you really are. We are in your body, and for the first time, you can choose to realize it, your body, is truly yours. Imzaia, it was never anyone else's to begin with, and even though you would never think to admit it, this is a belief you have had all of your life. We, beloved Imzaia, are the potentials in the core of your life, and you are these potentials come to life. At the same time, we are the interpreters of your energy to the cosmos and back. We are that part of you that stayed behind when you came here to act as a translation device to the totality of what and who you are, which is everything. So let this lecture be a time when you dare to reclaim all of that and more. It is your pre-birth right, Imzaia. It truly is. The honored task we perform for you today, and all days, is one we have carried out for so many eons on so many different planets and dimensions. Upon your request, we have the great privilege right now to start doing so in your life. It must mean that you truly believe it is once again time to convert your joy, your energy, your power, and all of your potential into true reality on this planet Earth. It is what you call New Earth, and we are here to return to you and to create it with you as we become you and you become us once again. Some of you are waiting for complicated words from the 12 about all of these things going through your mind. even though you, right now, are currently removed through time and space from the moment these words were first spoken. We ask you to move beyond any frustration this might bring, and to, after these next few moments, close your eyes, take a deep few breaths, and realize the potential of your own quantum energy. Yes. Do you feel it? You can be in more places and times than the one you are in now, while focusing on your breathing. Allow your breath to become your consciousness. Allow every breath to be a river of potential moving inside of you and out again. Recognize the frequencies of your vibrations. Recognize our presence within those frequencies. Then, allow whatever question you would like answered to move into the molecules of the words and the sound you are hearing right now. Believe, if you will, that the future of these words can change because you are the one listening to them, observing them. Believe that after it changes, it will always have been the way it will be. Merge your question into this quantum moment, this practical exercise that we have moved you into, and move beyond. Move that which you want answered as well, beyond your own little human experience. Oh, beloved ones, sitting here in this Imzaia space, sparkling with energy, ready to ascend on this earth, we are looking forward to the true beginning, the moment your soul's energy will manifest itself again. And as such, it thrills us to be able to tell you about a concept you, in many cases, have never heard of before. So let's go. Let's move into this. We will call it the quickening for now, because it is a term you will be able to understand with ease. The quickening. It starts in the month of January 2007, the period of the year in which we introduce this message to you, and it is right on top of you as we speak these words. No matter where in time of space you are. The quickening has to do with time, and in more particular, more time essence being present in the same movement of space. Even though this month of January carries the same amount of hours and minutes it always has, the time that will be experienced within it will be the same amount of time essence which under normal 3D circumstances you would be able to experience for the entirety of this year 2007. This effectively makes this month of January the length of the entire year, time-wise. Believe us when we say you will feel it happening, and it won't just stop after January. It will continue onward all the way until and even beyond what you have labeled the month of December 2012. And as such, it is important for anyone connecting to these words from this original day forth. There are some who say, these concepts are too difficult for me to grasp, 12. Why would these things like that even happen during my process? All I want is simplicity. Oh, beloved human being, don't worry. These concepts are not difficult at all. And the reason for it happening is simple. You need more time. So much more time between now and the end of 2012 to effectively experience, not process, but experience your entire range of lifetimes on Earth and elsewhere. This paradigm you have called your society and the lifestyles within it will soon be over, and you have a choice to make. A choice for consciousness, which will allow you to take with you that which has served you on a soul level and release that which no longer assists, or maybe even never has assisted you to begin with. The totality of your immersion into the field of what you have called Earth has been and continues to be of such a grand expanse that by the time the end of 2012 hits, you will need to have re-experienced everything again so you can choose. And that's what all of this is about. In order to do so, you must be given back the entirety of that time. And that, beloved Imzaia, is no more or less than 12.6 billion years of linear time. That is the quickening that will come into your lives between January 2007 and December 2012. A total of 12.6 billion years of linear time. Imagine how you will grow up after all of that experience, even though it will be experienced in just less than 6 years of linear time. Imagine the grandness of a being that has the ability to do such a splendor thing. It is the being that we call you. It is the cosmic adult. Do you know, just like the first 7 years of any life you live on Earth is considered by us the first cycle that will influence all of the coming life cycles of that particular existence, so is this month of January 2007 considered by us the first cycle of release that those that are ready will begin to experience. This quickening process will then increase incrementally, and all of your lifetimes will flow through you like a story that has been written exclusively for and by you. And all of that is what is ahead. We have talked about cosmic mastery during our first message to you last month, have we not? We have mentioned that you have the possibility to take on this cosmic mastery and experience cosmic adulthood. Today we ask you to step into the truth of our words and to access the core of you. Reach inside and take out of it everything we have told you so far and everything that you know to be total and absolute truth. Hold it, Imzaia. Hold it in your hands. Look at it. See it for what it truly is. Start living it this month and every other month that will ever come after it. This, Imzaia, is your ticket to ride. It is what you need to do. This and nothing else. Put into practice no matter what way you will find for doing so Our words we bring to you, your words we bring to you, and you will see everything unfold beyond your wildest dreams. This is the power you have to make these words come true. It is why you and us are split up, separated in apparent illusion between two sides of the veil, to bring home here. And this is how we are going to do it. The cycles of quickening we have just discussed is the energy necessary to make this happen. And the good news is that it is in your life today. Should you not choose to go through all of these steps, of course, it does not mean damnation. Far from it. It does not mean that you will have missed the boat. The only thing we want to say about it is that these words that are being intercreated, co-created between you and us right now are a potential that you can either choose for or not. You are the one choosing to activate it or not. You take it on or you leave it alone. It is up to you to decide if you are ready for this. But make a true choice and stick to it, Imzaia. Because the lack of doing so is what has gotten you stuck in this feeding loop to begin with. If you live it consciously, however, the energy of our words will go from one neighbor to the next until there is only one who realized this potential, and one only, the one that is you and the one that is everyone else with you. How about that? How would you like to deal differently with time and space? How do you feel about manifesting in the days to come the time and space you would experience linearly in the year 2007, and thus freeing energy for the coming 11 months of this cycle? We tell you that the big quantum leap planned for the end of 2012 has been brought forward to the year 2008. That is how fast things are moving along. How is this possible? It's possible because of you. Yes, Imzaia, you who hear these words, you and the depth of your eyes, which we can see right now, you and the sacred blood that flows through your sacred body, you are making this possible. And your collective Imzaia consciousness, made up of creators and energy weavers and alchemists, is what individually and collectively creates your universe. It is why you are here and is what you have been made to forget. All of that is ending now. We know that our messenger will post another message on your World Wide Web about energetic consciousness, which we brought to you over a month ago. Listen to that message, for in it you will discover what is truly happening in your lives. We will not repeat that message because we do not like redundancy. Just connect to the words and you will find the tools you need for this coming time. The quickening will intensify twice during the rest of this year. The incoming energy of the central sun, which travels through your solar sun, will make it possible to repeat the influx of energy of January, once in September 2007 and once in December 2007. Those are two very important months, and we know perfectly well that they are not symmetrically spread out over the year. You would have found it easier if this would happen in your 6th or 7th month, and then again in your 12th month, but this is not how interdimensionality works. interdimensionality is not symmetrical. We know that in most cases you love the duality you are in. You love to know that left isn't right and the other way around. You love to have a middle way. But it's not how creation works. Creation, Imzaia, is an all or nothing concept. This is why your senses or body parts seem to be out of balance sometimes. Interdimensionality is not about symmetry, but balance, and they are not the same. When you look at balance from a dualistic point of view in the third dimension you have been living in for so long, it would seem as if you had to create symmetry to have balance in your life. That is not the way of cosmic mastery. The way of the cosmic master is one of unity, one that fills in the blanks only at the moment of the highest potential having been reached, not before, not after. We know that your mind needs time to experience and absorb the fact that 1 month can contain all the energy of a whole year. But that is exactly how it is, and that is why this month is in perfect balance. Do you want to know what cosmic balance is and why it has nothing to do with symmetry? Cosmic balance is generated when all parts of a cycle contain the same amount of energy as the totality of the cycle. A good example of this is your body. It too contains the same amount of energy as the totality of the cosmos. And this will become a very important topic in the future. We see a light going on inside some of you sitting in this Imzaia auditorium. Even though your mind would have you believe your consciousness is only a part of it from a distance. So, let's go deeper. Have you ever heard of the holographic self, Imzaia? If you have, you will understand that cosmic and holographic balance is indeed the same thing. Your cosmos, after all, is nothing but a hologram. A truth your beautiful companions, the dolphins, have known all along. The most important definition of a hologram is not that it is built up of light and in some cases of love, if you like, nor is it important to know that a hologram consists of a pure, exponential form of joy and consciousness. It is important, however, to realize that each part of the hologram contains the same amount of information or more than the complete picture itself. We know that you may not understand these words, and we are not even asking you to try and figure it out. We just ask you to go to your consciousness, which is the cosmos of the hologram that you are. There are 2 reasons why there can be abundance in this universe. 1, because of the presence of holographic energy. And 2, because you, as the observer of the hologram, are present, and therefore more energy is present than you really need. All of that will be explained in more detail in the times to come. But for now, we are happy to have introduced the concepts to your majestic imaginative realms. We hope that in the coming time you will dream about it far and wide. So, let us return to holographic balance. And just before we do, please check with yourself if any of the concepts we have presented you with today are still swimming around in your mind. The concepts, you see, are timeless, and your mind gets stuck in them because of its outdated terminology and definition. Please note that everything we say here cannot be compared to words and ideas found in your dictionaries and encyclopedias. Your definitions of the words hologram, cosmos, symmetry, and balance will no longer fit where you are going, and you need to inform, or shall we say instruct, your mind about this. The word human even does not fit any longer, and deep down, you know it. It doesn't matter if the first time you connect to these words is years down the road. Secretly, you know that you did not celebrate the beginning of 2007 like all other humans believed they were doing. You, as Imzaia, as those who are ascending, which by the way goes beyond the concept of Imzaia, feel that a part of you celebrated its own death as a human on planet Earth, the way life used to be, and celebrated your own birth as a cosmic master on the 1st of January 2007 and the 31st of December 2006. You celebrated the birth of yourself as a cosmic master and a teacher of balance, a task that you will execute far beyond the confines of even your current universe and reality. You celebrated the fact that you came to Earth so many years ago with a full and deep understanding that you would possibly have to lay low for a while. And you did. You celebrated that you had to temporarily forget all the knowledge that is within you, and that if things worked out, there would come a time where you would experience all of it again and play with these concepts in a conscious way. Well, what do you know? Things have worked out. The time is now. You celebrated it when your clocks at midnight 2006 going 2007 showed you the infinity signs. 0000 in your eyes stand for 2 moments of infinity overlapping, which is why that particular time creation allows you every day to step out of something past and into something new to be created. The universe is the way it is, after all, because you choose to experience it in a certain way. So, realize then, Imzaia, and see what it does to you. Realize that the old you died a while ago. Realize that you left something behind which could no longer fit your hologram. Something outdated. Realize that you have started a journey to becoming a cosmic adult. Listen to our words that we spoke on the 9th of December 2006, a teaching that we labeled energetic consciousness, and you will know why and how it all happened. We would like to thank everyone who was present at that time when we brought in that teaching. Did you know, Imzaia, that that moment was our birth into your reality, that it was our entry point into your consciousness, or rather, it was our re-entry. Although we have always been present inside of you through the words of all of the beloved messengers on earth. Now indeed is the time to leave your human games behind. The time to really start with a game called life. A game, we say, indeed, yes, because it's supposed to be fun. Did you ever think of that? How silly. All of your human concerns that you experience when the ingredients you originally created this reality with are all taken from the tree of joy. Why do you make a distinction between the concept of human games and a game? The answer is once again simple. Because the human games you have been playing were not even big enough to entertain you for that long. Human games are mind games, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And therefore, they consist of limited energy. If energy is indeed limited in such a fashion, you end up going round in circles, and that is called circular reasoning. When you are in such a state, you cannot see the infinite movement of time. The largest form of circular reasoning, which has plagued you in so many facets of your life, is called drama. Drama creates limitation, and as such, it is a little human game. It cannot be compared with the true game of the existence you have arrived in, since your little human died inside of you. The totality of you is rising in your body and in this earth even. Your history books tell you that not many have gone before you, but we tell you that your history books are wrong. The fact of our existence, Imzaia, is living proof. And the fact of your existence is living proof as well. The ones that went before, your elders, are the masters that walk this earth. The step of quickening you are now undertaking is truly the sign of a master, not adhering to the rules of the limitations put upon him or her. That mastery can be yours if you let it. The quickening that is now occurring and that we have introduced to you in this message is based on the axiom that energy can expand or shrink without losing any amount of itself. Now, this again is one of the rules of the game that you have created and that you have forgotten. If you had remembered it throughout your current lifetime, your experience would have been a very completely different one, and we tell you it can still be that way. There is an important facet that we need to add to this concept of the quickening, and it is this. In the 6 years it will take for the experience to complete itself, you can reclaim all of the rules that time and space have made you forget. And please remember that when we speak of rules, we do not use the term restrictively in any way. You have created these rules, as we said, and they are designed for expansion, not limitation. They are cosmic rules, after all. Are you beginning to understand why we think you are so incredibly inventive? You are doing things with time and space we never, ever would have thought possible. Oh, Imzaia, if any of this at this point in time is confusing to you, again, we implore you to let go of your mind and move into consciousness while you connect to these insights. We guarantee you, as your cosmic guides, that if you do, you will understand every word. The only thing you need to do is to let go of your linear patterning. Let go of the fact that morning has to come before noon. Let go of the fact that 11 precedes 12. Let go of the fact that thinking creates speaking. Let go of the fact that life is a race to the death, and that these two opposites have to happen in cycles. Let go of the fact that poverty is the reverse of wealth, hunger the absence of food. Remove from your world action and reaction and invite your life to be a chain of action only. Oh, isn't that fun? Imzaia, we do love you so. You are the most creative beings of this universe and all the other layers of existence combined, and you come from so many places, yet none of you remember, and all of you are one. Although it may again be difficult for some of you to grasp, everything that you have experienced before your death of energy, if you will, on the 31st of December 2006 at precisely 12:12 was made up of all of the conditional negatives that you have ever lived in any other lifetime. All addiction, all pain, all pleasure, everything that you experienced in this lifetime before this moment that you can now define as drama was the combination of the highlights of every other lifetime experienced simultaneously. And as such, your consciousness found itself in the unique opportunity to weave itself through all of these, your lifetimes, every single one of them. You can say that this began the process of removing all redundant energy patterns throughout your history as a material being. Much like an antidote would start to destroy the diseases your body so often are plagued with. It is a death of energy because, as our third shock of the day, you will come to notice that this process leaves no energy at all, for all of it has been tainted. It doesn't mean you will disappear or fade away. Don't worry. It does mean, however, that something which we will only define much later can begin to replace this redundant energy, and that you, as the cosmic master, will once again combine all these lives, choices, and potentials that you have experienced in one point of consciousness, meaning you, in this very moment on planet Earth. This is how you will create New Earth, and this is why you are the catalysts of the cosmos. You are about to have a new Big Bang with each of you at its center. Don't you love New Earth physics? It is the basic reason for the school of life we have now created with all of you. It is no longer possible to look at things in a linear way, Imzaia. It is no longer possible to process, repeat, and bring out things again in a linear way. A cosmic master chooses the experience of his or her lifetime, of his or her time and space essence, without being put upon by anyone. He or she is not restricted by any type of calendar, work situation, or family schedule. He or she is holographically balanced. And yes, that is this year's cosmic fashion. Do you understand the beauty of a holographic universe? Many of you that we speak to at night sometimes say they are afraid of everything changing. They actually are quite comfortable in their material existence, even though it manifests as misery. They want to have their relationships and their children and their homes and their lifestyles. They dream of the many possibilities and powers that can be theirs if only they would let go. But they only want these so-called powers to use them in this material world to enhance their situation. They don't want to ascend out of the matrix, they want to ascend into the matrix. They must feel so small sometimes. And we tell you now, if you are one of these people we speak of, change yourselves today, or you may find yourself not getting through all of this without cuts and bruises, or without falling down and having to start again completely. This then is our fourth shock of the day, but it is probably the greatest and most practical truth we can ever give you in this moment. Imzaia, long talk. Before closing, let us discuss some concepts that will be explained more in depth later, but that are necessary for a complete understanding of the picture that we are painting for you today. One of these concepts is the energetic body. As you know, The energy surrounding your physical body consists of several very different layers. When your bodies were still in their original states, meaning they were not yet dumbed down, you used to have an 8-layered energetic body. After your bodies were changed forcefully, something which we will only discuss at the end of this cosmic manifest and beyond, by the way, your energetic body was completely inaccessible to your physical husk, and vice versa. And as such, it was cut down to 1 layer only. This layer you call your 2 DNA strands, and they create reality, physical reality. Now you are allowing the power of the quickening into your lives. And you will notice that your energetic body will quite naturally evolve into 12 layers with 12 sub-layers each, because you are beginning to work with more facets and layers with which to experience linearity and reality, allowing you a cosmic and therefore circular point of consciousness interaction. If in any way you would be afraid that these 12 layers would be complicated, let's just tell you for now that they are made up of a core layer, a layer of time, space, harmony, joy, power, so forth. Very simple concepts. In the typical 3D state of existence, energies coming in or out of the body needed to be experienced going through layer after layer after layer. And since the energetic body was not connected at all, fake layers, which we will label differently in the time to come, but for now, fake layers were created in the physical body to still give you a experience of reality, albeit a twisted one. These layers within the physical, rather than the energetic body, have shown up in your lives in the form of pain instead of power, depression rather than harmony, and so forth. The process of quickening will help restore these layers to their original state, owned by the energetic rather than the physical body. The good news we bring is that this will be the end of pain, depression, and other types of drama that you have known on this planet, and we can't wait for it to happen in the coming years. Layers that work progressively in this way are operating from the principle of action followed by reaction. Layers that work in unity are layers of action only. So, having said that, what if you took the energy of a whole year and thereby skipped the layers of time and space and went immediately to the layers of power, joy, or harmony? After everything has been plotted out, you can then connect this layer and the energy of the whole year again with time and space. What if you try to look at things this way? What if time and space come last? What time and space do you choose as a cosmic master then? Let this be a good choice. For the whole of Earth and every step you will take is watching. Let this be your space in which you will create harmony, joy, and balance for all. We wish you all a great New Year's Eve on January 31st. Time acceleration indeed. Have a toast with champagne at the beginning of the year 2008, which will linearly be played out in 2007. Your coming new Earth will be a reality much faster than you could ever have thought. Now, and in the coming years, however, is the time that you must form inside of yourself the concept of what this will be for you. For you are co-responsible for the end result. It is your Earth also. We raise our glasses to you, Imzaia, Cosmic Masters. we raise our glasses to life itself. This concludes what we wanted to share with you today. We will not depart immediately once these words are finished, of course, but we will stay in your space. It is not the space in which you listen to these words physically that we will stay in, but the space of your energetic body, by your invitation only. During the next 48 hours, we will disconnect the linear lie from your energetic body, by your invitation only. Afterwards, you will have greater access to the different levels of the energetic body, and you will be able to play with it better than ever before. It will not be a game of building blocks one after the other, but a game of immediate manifestation, all at once. We will talk more about this in the coming time. We will talk more about the unification of Europe and America. We will talk about the role you can play, the role you will play in all of this, because as this change takes place in the microcosm of your body, it will become possible in the macrocosm of Earth. The space in between the micro and the macro is your very own heart, Imzaia. So prepare to open this beautiful instrument once again. Prepare to let the heart out of its cage in order for you to be ready for the teachings and the exercises that are to come. They will be fantastic, and so are you. We hug your entire essence. We infuse it with love. Feel this cosmic warmth, the rays of your own central sun and our core. Feel how we renew all of your cells, how we take away time and space and fill them up again with the complete information of your total body self. Well-being. Maybe now you will learn to think not only with your brain, but also with your heart, your hands, your feet, and with every part of you. Beloved Imzaia, stay in your body. Just like you have experienced death without being aware of it, you no longer need to leave this body. You can need it any way you want, just like you can your life. You were always able to do this, but have forgotten how it all works because of the false laws you have been taught. Let them go. They are no longer yours, not if you claim the title of Cosmic Master. Create your own cosmos here and now, but do not waste your time playing mind games. Do not waste your time telling yourself that you are doing all of these things that we talk about, that we share when we are together, while in fact, you truly are not. Step out of the conditional and discover the endlessness of the universe inside of you. Stop lamenting. Start creating. Start creating, Imzaia. It is your pre-birth right. Get into your body. Start living for a change. You do so deserve it. This is the energy of the 12. With all our love, light, and joy. Transmitted from the central sun to your heart at the speed of consciousness. Please enjoy the message following this one. We will return soon. And so it is.